Hello! Before I start this, I want to say most of this is just my opinion. I'm going to be looking at Pencil as a character over the course of most of the BFDI series and giving my thoughts on certain decisions made for her character and how I think a lot of the hate that I see for her is somewhat unjustified in a lot of cases. Also, this is kind of just like an excuse to talk about my favorite character, which is Pencil. Obviously. So I'm sure you can tell what this video is going to be about. I mainly wanted to make this for fun and because I'm very passionate about this topic. So if you have no idea what Battle for Dream Island is or who the character I'm talking about is, this video probably isn't for you, but basically BFDI is a web series made by two 12-year-olds in 2010. It's about a bunch of sentient objects who battle for a prize. In the first season, it's Dream Island. Obviously, it's in the title. These characters have limbs, faces, and personalities, some being nicer or meaner than others, and some having character development, or personality switches for better or for worse. Clearly, through all these extremely dramatic and exaggerated words, I'm talking about Pencil. In the beginning, Pencil was a generally well-received character, having one of the longest streaks of not getting a single vote against her in BFDI. She placed 9th overall in the season and played extremely well. She had her mean or rude moments sometimes, but overall wasn't really a problem starter. Her personality was fairly normal, having people and things she didn't like, and she was one of the characters with a personality that could be seen as more on the mean side, but by no means was she evil. She was actually considerate of other people and valued her alliance members and friends' feelings. In BFDIA, she takes more of a leadership role over her team when her alliance forms Free Smart. She is meaner in this season, but still not evil. Also, in contrast to Match, who is usually perceived as lazy, Pencil gets shit done. I don't want to hear it. She's a valuable teammate, and there's no argument against that. She has good strategies and often knows just how to fuck the other teams over. A common complaint that I hear with her character is that she's too mean or too bossy, and while I agree sometimes, these traits make her a strong team leader. A situation where I agree with her being pretty bad is in BFDIA 5C when she yells at Ruby over pressing the wrong buttons to the point of literal tears. This is where it's getting into the more biased area, but she does apologize both times and then gets sort of rightfully upset when Ruby still presses the wrong button. Maybe this is just a me problem and I'm a bad person, but if I was tired of being inside of Evil Leafy for so long and I wanted to finally leave, I wouldn't be very patient either. This is probably a me problem, and I probably am a bad person. But enough about me, we're talking about the fictional Pencil. Most of what makes me upset is the fact that people often overlook her actual good qualities, just focusing on the fact that, oh, Pencil's mean. And I don't even fully blame people for thinking this way because of the way she was written in BFB. Even though she was only there for one episode, her reputation was absolutely demolished. First of all, I'm sorry, she may be mean, but legitimately repeatedly electrocuting people you don't like and who don't agree with you is way low. This is where that she's not evil thing I keep saying comes in, because Jesus fucking Christ, she's evil in this. This feels like a complete shift, and it's so jarring. It seems like they took her argumentative and meaner side, cranked it up to 100, and removed all positive traits.
Jump. The higher you are, the closer you'll, be to the basket.
Okay, no. Pencil may be a lot of things, but she's not a fucking idiot. I mean, come on, she has a flying teammate. Obviously, this plan isn't working. Why would she be wasting time going through with this? Do you guys seriously not recognize how much she carried her team in BFDIA 5? Do you remember how much of a threat she was in BFDI because of how skilled she was in challenges, and now she's doing this? It honestly felt like a punch in the face for anyone who liked her previously, and it was such a strange way to write her. I don't even recognize her as Pencil anymore. Where's the sassy but considerate strong team leader and skilled contestant? She was replaced by a mean, manipulative, lazy, dumb excuse for a team leader who I need to calm down for a minute. This seemed like a way to move some sort of new arc along, but my question is, why? Why did they do this with an already established character? I ask this not only because I'm upset about them ruining her character, but because they added so many new faces that barely got a personality, let alone a story arc. Adding all of these new characters ultimately ends up feeling worthless when they're usually brushed aside in favor of stirring drama in already established friend groups and character relationships. This doesn't even just apply to Pencil, but people like Book as well. Even in the words of Gady, in the show.
You've gone from being one of my most clear-headed friends to this irrational, aggressive, hot-headed... I don't recognize you anymore, okay?
I understand that she bettered herself and ended up coming to terms with the fact that she was in the wrong, but what Gady says perfectly sums up why this doesn't feel right. I'm all for character arcs and character flaws, but it seems so incredibly out of place for Book to even be acting this way. The way she was written in BFB is so incredibly out of character too. It doesn't even feel like I could recognize her. This goes back to my point of why was this done, because literally any other character could have had this arc. I wish it was done with someone new. But this isn't all bad, and I really do like some things about it. For example, in her conversation with Pin in BFP 14, her line from BFDIA about naming Free Smart and how they formed the Team for Freedom makes the fact that Book's splitting from them to get away from that, and in her being just as bad as what she was so against, feel like it matters so much more.
Well, we formed this team so we can have more freedom, right?
Right. Is there anything your teammates want that you weren't letting them have?
Freedom?
That line was always really cool for me to hear, and it's a good way to end off the arc. But still, why? None of this was necessary. The arc wasn't necessary. Sure, it was cool to see the parallels, but it doesn't feel like Book would ever actually be acting this way. Some people might disagree, but this is just how I personally feel about it. Anyways, enough about you! Get her out of here! Let's get back to you. So, what went wrong here? Like, aside from the fact— literally everything. Everything went wrong. The fact that they even thought that this was remotely like her at all is insane. And it's this one. This episode, because she even seems more chill in the exit after her elimination. It's so confusing how she felt so different in just one episode. I like the ew, it's a bunch of boys pencil more than the let's torture innocent people by violently electrocuting them because they oppose me or because I don't like them pencil. Sure, I'm over-exaggerating simple BFDI shenanigans in the name of making my argument, but come on, man, she wouldn't be doing something this extreme this frequently. Pencil in every other season except BFB was always super fun to have in episodes, and she always made me really happy. She's my favorite for a reason. But even if she is my favorite, I've still gotta acknowledge the fact that she was absolutely destroyed in BFB. Cause look, I can defend this, but this is just making me want less of her. While I think the fact that she was voted out is completely correct and she deserved it, I wish maybe she got more time, because I swear non-stop the entire episode we didn't see a single positive trait from her. Like, actually cares about her friends? No. Good challenge strategies? No. A good leader? No. I wish she got more time to actually develop into a better character, but then again, how do you come back from this? I feel like her elimination was a complete setup, and I don't understand why. Now, I know pretty much everyone can agree she's at her absolute worst here, but I see a lot of people have a somewhat negative perception of her character overall, when she did have her good moments and was a genuinely good character. I think she deserves more recognition for being who she was in the earlier seasons, for what she did for her team, and for what she did for herself. Well, I guess in conclusion, if you're a pencil hater, I don't like you. In all seriousness, I don't care what your stance on this is. You're a random person, and I am a random person. I don't care what you think of the fictional pencil that I have a strange obsession with. This is honestly just part of a bigger issue I have with BFB as a season. I love BFB, but I feel like a lot of characters lost who they were in a lot of ways. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like I can't be the only one who feels that way. Either way, I'm not gonna cry about different opinions, but chances are you agree since you're at the end of the video and you watched the whole thing. So, I guess I succeeded? Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree, or maybe you literally don't care at all. Either way, this video is over, so leave, get out, go, get out, scram, get out, skedaddle. Whoa, wait a minute, gang. I've got some quotes from my friends. Okay, so basically since my friends helped keep me sane while making this, I asked them all to give me a quote. It didn't matter what it was as long as it's not gonna get me put on a list. So let's look at those. Okay, the first one says, guys, play The Wild at Heart and Katana Zero. Please, those games are amazing. Trust me, it's so worth it. Guys, please play them. It's so worth it. Trust me, do it now. Buy them, get them. Play the games, play Katana Zero and The Wild at Heart. Now, do it now, or I will shoot this. Okay, this was so cool to listen to. Please let my family. Alright, I do not have anyone's family in my basement. I do not have anyone's family captive. I don't. Do not listen to them. Don't listen to them. They're telling lies. They're spreading misinformation to ruin my reputation. I do not. So this friend never ended up actually sending their quote, and I'm impatient, so I just picked something random that they said. I know, very inspirational. And now the only logical way to end the video. Bowling ball.